Good evening, guys. Just wanted to go over with you a study in Proverbs I done this morning. It's in chapter 14. I'm just going to dive right into it. Hope you guys are having a good day. It says, "The wise woman builds her house, but the foolish pulls it down with their hands." The wise woman builds her house. She marries, has children. First of all, she picks wisely who she's going to marry, courts them, dates them, and they get married. They have children. Jobs, stay-at-home mom, whatever she does, she raises the children, she contributes, and they build something together. She builds her house. They may start out with nothing, but when they're 50, 60, 70, at the end of their life, they're probably debt-free, grown kids who can take care of themselves and, in turn, take care of them as parents because they raised them correctly. They did the best with what they could. That's what a wise woman does. But the foolish pulls it down with her hands. The foolish woman causes strife, fighting. She is like rottenness to the bones, is what this book says in other places. She gets unhappy, and instead of fixing herself and working on the things that she needs to in her marriage, she cheats on her husband, or she leaves him. Or now the husband can be guilty of all this stuff too, guys. I'm reading verbatim what the word says here. It says the foolish pulls it down with her hands. She can do many different things to destroy it. If she lets her emotions get to her and doesn't house her mind with the truth. The men who walks in uprightness, they fear the Lord. But he who is perverse in his ways despises him. Pretty self-explanatory. In the mouth of a fool is a rod of pride. I love that. But the lips of the wise will preserve them. The mouth of a fool is a rod of pride. So a rod is used for striking and discipline. A fool is going to bring his own strike upon himself, and it comes from pride. His mouth is going to bite off more than what he can chew, and it comes from pride. His mouth is going to get him in trouble, and it comes from pride. But the lips of the wise will preserve them. Know when to hold your tongue. Know what to say and when to say it. Don't always respond out of emotion. I'm guilty of that a lot. We're emotional creatures as human beings, but that's what this is for. It's to guide us and to protect us from ourselves. Where no oxen are, the trough is clean, but much increase comes by the strength of an ox. They use ox to haul, move, clean, plow, plant, harvest. Ox were a source of livelihood and income. They were a means of eating. The trough is, it says, where no oxen are, the trough is clean. A clean trough, kind of like a clean house. Clean house, it's nice. But much increase comes by the strength of an ox. The increase comes by the strength of the ox, and that often looks dirty. It looks messy. Work is dirty, messy, hard, but that's how you get your increase. There's a time to clean and a time to work. A faithful witness doesn't lie, but a false witness will utter lies. Pretty self-explanatory. A scoffer seeks wisdom and does not find it. Verse 6, but knowledge is easy to him who understands. A scoffer is somebody who thinks they know everything. Their ego, their pride, their emotions is like a veil over their mind and over their eyes. It doesn't allow them to see the truth in front of them, no matter how simple it is. They don't fear anything. They're entitled. They think that everything and everyone owes them. And anybody who's successful by hard work, who are the first people to hate on them? Scoffers. But knowledge is easy to him who understands. Proverbs 1 verse 7, we're in chapter 14, but Proverbs chapter 1 verse 7 says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. The fear of the Lord causes repentance. And it calls you to accept the possibility that you're wrong from time to time, that you don't understand everything, that you don't know everything, that you are not owed everything, that you don't know the truth, but you want to know the truth. Knowledge is easy to him who understands. The Lord will give you understanding if you just submit to him, fear him, revere him, respect him. Doesn't mean life will be easy at all. But understanding is as good as fine gold and silver, is what this book says. And I'll close with this verse right here. Chapter 14, verse 7. Go from the presence of a foolish man, when you do not perceive in him the lips of knowledge. How many of you have friends or family that after you came to the Lord, you love them, you may have good memories with them, but they are foolish. They bring heartache, trouble, strife, pain. They make terrible choices, and it affects their lives in such negative ways, and then they get mad at you for not having sympathy on them and not wanting to help them in some way. Or you just don't approve of what they do. Doesn't mean you don't love them, but you don't give them the approval. Go from the presence of a foolish man or a foolish woman. Sometimes we outgrow people, and that's okay. It's part of life. The Bible tells you to flee them. Be a witness to them. Be kind to them. But don't endorse them. Don't enable them. When you do not perceive in him the lips of knowledge, it says, go from the presence of the foolish man when you do not perceive in him the lips of knowledge. You can tell by what they're saying, what's in their heart, and what's in here. If it's clean, if it's good. Doesn't mean people don't mess up. Like, dude, I'm going to try to keep this under 10 minutes, but I'm not perfect, man. I cuss. I still get the urge to smoke from time to time. I still get the urge to drink. If I see a half-naked woman and she looks good, I can't help but look. I'm a guy. I'm a man. I have flesh still. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to continually show up and give the word a chance to penetrate my mind and my heart. I'm going to constantly try every day to cultivate my heart and my mind with this word, so that maybe one day I can tell the Lord with a straight face, I studied to show myself approved. I tried. And that's all I can say. But anyway, I'll be back with more on this chapter 14. That was the first 7 verses of chapter 14. I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening, and I hope you guys have a good coming week. See ya.